Hello, keep your hand in your skirt, ladies. Have you been keeping your hand in your skirt? Managing your own set point, minding your own business, taking care of you. I hope so. I've been doing a good job. Today's topic, what is today's topic? We are going to talk about your heart's desire. What is your heart's desire? Have you actualized it? What is your heart's desire with love? What is your heart's desire with money? What is your heart's desire with your body and well-being? What is your heart's desire with family and parenting or children, extended family? What is your heart's desire with travel and adventure? What is your heart's desire with your hobbies? What is your heart's desire in all of the areas? Have you actualized it? That's my question. Have you actualized your heart's desire? Most people, if you ask most people if they've actualized what they really want, they might say yes in a couple areas, maybe their career, maybe their money, but maybe not, all of the areas. So let's take a look at why do most people say no, they have not actualized their heart's desire in all of the areas. What do you think the number one reason people are not actualizing their heart's desire? Well, it's interesting. I am doing the book club with Amanda Francis, the rich as fuck girl. I love her. And it's different, when you're doing a book club and you're sharing the information versus when you're just reading it, you study it differently, right? So I'm really getting a lot of pieces from the book that I didn't get the first time I read it. And it's like, I love the frequency of this book. Again, if you haven't read Amanda Francis, Rich as Fuck, it's an amazing book. And I'm doing a book club over on my Sabrina Bright Star YouTube channel. If you love the book or you want to know more about it, you can look at the playlist over there. So in the book, she's like asking the question, and she gives the reason, her belief about the reason why she thinks people aren't actualizing what they really want. And she says this, I'm going to read it to you. It's from page 23 or 26. She says, if you would really admit to what you really want, she said, once you admit it, then it's out there. And once you admit what you really want, then you're responsible for it. And once you admit it, then you have to look at why you don't feel you're worthy of it. So could all non-manifestations, could all non-dreams achieved be the result of worthiness? Is it really our lack of worthiness that is preventing us from actualizing the life of our dreams, the desires of our dreams? That's fascinating, isn't it? Because what makes you worthy? My daughter always used to ask me that growing up, right? Like I would tell her like she matters, and she would use science, and she'd say, well, your brain is just, because you gave birth to me, she'd tell me, your brain is just wired to think like amazing things about me. And she goes, it's just these chemicals in your brain, that's why you think I'm awesome, she'd tell me. And I always would struggle, like because she'd want like proof and evidence on why she mattered, why I thought she was so valuable and important and worth it, right? She always wanted these concrete answers. And so I feel that she's totally worth it, and I would try to express it to her, but she wanted like facts. And then so if you've ever tried to explain to someone why they matter, why they're so significant, why they're so special, it's hard to put it into words. And that's one of the things I really like about Amanda Francis. She puts it so simple. You are worthy because you are. Period. You matter because you do. Period. And it's so funny because we have, so many of us have been raised, conditioned to feel that we have to prove our worthiness. We have to work hard for our worthiness. We have to prove that oh, I deserve you to love me. Let me work really, really hard to prove that I'm worth being loved. Or, oh, I deserve to have money. Let me work really, really hard to prove that I deserve to have my basic needs met or my extra needs met. Oh, let me work really, really hard, to prove, to work for it, to earn it, to deserve it. Like what if all of that was just a bunch of baloney to keep us separated from our power? Like, what if the truth is you are so powerful because you are. You are so significant because you are. You matter because you do. And it reminds me of that most really popular poem from Marianne Williamson. And I'm just going to read you a little bit of what she says. She says, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. What if that is our deepest fear? That we are powerful beyond measure. And it's like kind of really fun to compare that deep fear with like the fear that we have going on in the climate right now, right? With the political issues, the health issues. There's so much fear, right? And what happens if we would look at our fear and we would be like, what if what I'm really afraid of is how powerful I am? I'm powerful beyond measure. And what happens if just owning our worthiness, owning our deservingness, like what if we would actually actualize our heart's desire by just realizing that we're worth it? That we don't have to work hard. We don't have to prove our worth. We don't need anyone to tell us we're good enough, we're smart enough, we're kind enough. What happens if we just are because we are, and we actually start believing the truth? What if that's the truth? What if the lie is you're not worthy? What if that's just a lie to keep us separate from who we really are, so we don't stand into our power, and when we're in our power, we're able to actualize everything we really, really desire? What a contribution we would be, not only to ourselves, but to the whole effing planet, right? Can you imagine being in a room where people really acknowledged their value? They really owned their significance. They owned and knew their worthiness. They know that they matter because they do. They know they're worthy because they are. And that's one of the things I like about like what Amanda Frances shares in her book. She believes, she uses the term God. You might use the term inner being, higher self, source, love. Doesn't matter what term you use. But she believes that if there's a desire in your heart, it's because God put it there and God wants you to have it. So like you can trust, if you have this desire in your heart, if you have this whatever it is that you want to actualize, right? This love of your life you want to actualize, this body you want to receive, to actualize, this career, this money, this savings account, this vacation of a lifetime, right? Like what happens if that desire is in your heart because it's meant to be actualized? It wouldn't be a desire if it wasn't meant to be actualized. Bashar teaches us that, right? Bashar says, follow your highest excitement without attachment to the outcome, knowing that everything is working for you. It's leading you. So what happens if we could admit our deepest desires, and we could say okay, let's admit it. This is my deepest desire. This is what I truly, truly desire for myself. And then allow the path to be revealed so we can actualize it. And get clear, whenever we have a pattern, right? If we have a belief that we're not worthy of it, then what do we need to do? Tony Robbins teaches this. Joe Dispenza teaches this. If you have a pattern that's not serving you, you need to disrupt the pattern. You need to go in there and disrupt it. You need to go rearrange the pattern. You need to go in and then rearrange the pattern and clear out the pattern. So how do you clear out a pattern? Well, there's a lot of different thought leaders that teach us different things. Access consciousness would teach you to clear out a pattern with the clearing statement. And you can find that at theclearingstatement.com. So it would sound something like, say, your truest desire is to have a mutually beneficial lover that is mutually beneficial, that is healthy, that is full of fun and intimacy and connection and growth. And everything that doesn't allow you to feel that you're worthy of that, would you destroy and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all 9 shorts, boys, and beyond. That would be an example of access consciousness. You're clearing out the pattern, right? You're disrupting the pattern, clearing it out, and then allowing yourself to actualize what your heart's desire is. What would be another way to clear out the pattern? Tony Robbins teaches us is about conditioning, right? To condition in the new pattern, and I call it 5-sense it, right? So if you're wanting to install a new pattern, it has to go from, like Joe Dispenza teaches us, thoughts are in the mental body, but the patterns are in the physical body. So if you're wanting to actualize the love of your life, it's got to leave the thought realm, and the pattern has got to come into the physical body. So you need to use the senses. You need to 5-sense it. You need to 5-sense it into you. You need all of the senses, right? You can use smell to change the pattern. You can use sound to change the pattern. You can use texture to change the pattern. You can use auditory so you want to 5-sense it. You want to pull it in with your senses. And Tony Robbins teaches that about conditioning, right? He does conditioning, and that's why, like, if you go to a Tony Robbins thing, he'll have you do a power move. What's your power move? So, because you're anchoring in a new pattern with a power move, right? So if you watch Tony, you can see he's got power moves, right? Like he does these different, the way he claps, the way he pounds on his chest, those are his power moves. He's anchoring in the new pattern. He's anchoring in the new, the what he wants to actualize, right? He's anchoring in this new pattern to the body. So what happens if we can actually actualize everything we desire? By just becoming honest with why we haven't actualized it. What is the lie you're telling yourself that you haven't actualized it? What is the lie? Is the lie that you think you're not worthy? Is the lie that you're not good enough? You didn't work hard enough? You don't deserve it? You don't matter? Is that the lie? And what happens if we could release that fear-based thinking, that lie? And we know, what happens if we could own that we matter because we do, we're valuable because we are. There's nothing to prove, there's nothing to work hard, there's nothing to, right? Like there's no outside validation needed. You matter because you do. You're valuable because you are. You're worth it because you are. And what if that awareness would help us to start to actualize our dreams? That awareness to make that shift allows us the hope that yes, if you have a heart's desire about any topic, you have the right to actualize it. You deserve it. You deserve it because you do. You matter because you do. Something to think about. So I hope you keeping your hand in your skirt and really managing your set point and summoning and actualizing everything it is that would make your heart sing. Thanks.